view that what's it called? That ideas can exist without minds, or concepts can exist without minds?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think a concept is?
Concept is something beyond like.
No, you're about to give me an example. What's give me a definition. Something like that isn't a definition. That's an example.
The definition, okay. I think a concept is it's like an aspect of existence. It's not like something that like is bound by
An aspect of existence. That doesn't tell me what it is either. Literally, almost everything is an aspect of existence. All existing entities are aspects of the set, which is existence.
So, okay, if humans don't exist, are other things still?
If you don't exist, you are no longer part of the aspect of existence. Everything which exists.
Yeah, but existence still exists even if you don't exist.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm saying like the universe still exists if you don't exist.
Yes, the universe exists even though you don't exist in it. Yeah, but wait, hold on. But you are no longer But you are no longer an aspect of existence. So I'm unclear. When you say aspect of existence, what do you even mean?
Like a part of existence.
Okay, wait. So everything is a part of existence. Like your table, your chair. Is your table and your chair, are they concepts?
No. No.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, when you say type 1 concept, what do you mean?
A type 1 concept is like something that only exists in your mind.
Hold on, wait. Do you think your table only exists in your mind? Are you crazy?
No, I'm saying a type 1 concept is something that only.
No, yes, and then you said your table is a type 1 concept, yes?
No.
You did say that verbatim, but sure. Okay, what is your table then? Also, wait, hold on. So to be clear, a type 1 concept is what's it called? Is something that only exists in your mind. I'm just gonna ask you specifically, like, why are there any sort of concepts which exist outside of your mind? Why is that the case?
Well, there are concepts that you can't see. They exist beyond logic.
Wait, why would I grant that to be true? Also, you haven't given me a clear definition of what concept means. All you've told me is just that what's it called? To be a concept, you need to be a part of existence, which is fine. That doesn't tell me anything. Usually in definitions, we need we need what distinguishes it from all other existing entities.
Yeah, but concept is abstract. It's like
it's a fundamental idea. Okay, yeah. So it's an idea. Okay, what do you think ideas are?
Bro, you're gonna keep fucking circling back.
No, hold on, because to be clear, an idea, typically the way it's used is it's a mental construct, right? Now, if you're saying that to be a concept means that you are an abstract mental construct, that's fine, right? I'm unclear why, specifically, just because I am able to destroy per se some idea you have, right, or destroy some mental construct you have, therefore I'm out of also. I can do that by hitting you in the head. If I hit you in the head hard enough. Hold on. If I hit you in the head hard enough, you're going to forget some key concepts that you've learned, right?
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about mental concepts. We're talking about concepts that are above that.
Oh, hold on. I don't grant that there are concepts above that. Wait, hold on. When you say types of concepts, what does that even mean? Wait, okay, yeah. What are type 2 concepts?
Okay, type 2 concepts are. They're mind-independent structures, they govern reality.
Hold on, mind-independent structures which govern reality. Hold on, specifically, whenever you say structures, that's indicative of some physical property. I don't know what it would mean to have a non-physical structure.
It depends on what you call physical. Do you think time
physical means spatial-temporal.
Yeah, so if you transcend a special space-time basically.
Hold on, so wait, hold on. One, so to be clear, a concept is an abstract idea, and you think that because I transcend space and time, I now become an idea?
No.
Okay.
Concept.
Well,
it's just you not understanding what concepts are.
Yes, and you haven't given me a definition.
Yeah, it's fucking abstract. Like a concept is.
Can you just search up the word? Like, can you just search up the word? Because actually, no, don't worry, I'll do the work for you.
I can give you a little definition. That's literally what it says.
Hold on, hold on.
Like,
A concept is an abstract idea. Ideas are mental constructs. There is not a single concept which is not like a mental construct. I don't grant that. You said that, oh well, there's some concept. Wait, what'd you say?
You think time is a mental concept?
I don't think time is a concept.
Why do you think time is a concept?
Hold on, because I think time refers to some existing phenomenon in the world, right? Rather than some abstract concept. Oh wait, hold on. Rather than hold on. Rather than some entity which only exists by virtue of my mental states.
Okay. Let me explain. That's why I'm explaining like types of concepts. There are concepts that only exist in your mind, and concepts that are like,
hold on, I asked you for a definition of concepts implicata, not a definition of one type of concepts, right? What is the thing that is true for both type of concepts which makes them both concepts?
The first type it only exists in your mind. The second is
okay, and what's the similar property between the two? What's the property they both share?
They're both like structures that like exist.
Hold on, okay, so for you to be a concept, the thing you need is to exist. So your chair is a concept then. Got it.
Yeah, like it's.
Hold on, okay. Can you what's it called? So you know, like what you just listed out to me is a contradiction with the dictionary definition, right? Because the dictionary definition of a concept is an abstract idea. One, humans can't interact with abstract objects physically, right? Two, my chair can undergo space. Hold on. Two. My chair can undergo physical change, right? Abstract concepts can undergo physical change.
Yeah.
So my chair isn't a concept. Yeah, but under your definition, my chair would be a concept.
Yeah, don't let me list the fucking types. Okay.
No, okay, I don't care for a definition of the types. I care for a definition that links all of them together. Like if I say, oh yeah, a poodle is a type of dog, so is a German Shepherd. What's the property that links both of them together?
Very. Give me a second.
Brutal. Gosh, this is why I don't like crosswords. It's all just gibberish.
It's not gibberish, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah, yes, it literally is. You can't even give me the definition of a concept that is true for both, quote unquote, a type 1 and a type 2 concept. You can't even give me like a linking property that both of them have.
Like
yes, yeah, completely. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Is what's it called? A German Shepherd, is it a dog? Yes, no, hello.
Yeah.
Okay, a poodle, is it a dog? Yes, no,
yes.
Hello. Okay, are they different types of dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me the property that both of them share, which if they did not share it, right, or both of the property that both of them have, which if they did not have it, then they would no longer be dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
For dogs or like the concept?
That's circular. You can't just tell me the reason why they're both, or the property that makes both of them dogs is the fact that they're dogs. That's circular. Alright. Look, typically whenever we say that, or typically whenever we say that something is a dog, we just mean that its DNA, right, is structured in this specific pattern, which causes specific sort of like physical properties to arise. Right? That's what we mean. And it's like obviously true. Like so look, we just have one linking property in that case. Now when you say type 1 and type 2 concepts, what is the linking property that they both have that we can point towards, which if either of them didn't have the property, they would no longer be concepts?
Someone thinks of them. That's a property.
Someone thinks of them. Hold on. So do you think that time would cease to exist? Oh wait, hold on. You think time is a concept, right?
Nah.
Hold
I
on.
can't give a direct view because like types of the concepts are different. Like types of.
Okay, hold on.
They have different like definitions.
No, hold on. We're using the standard dictionary one, right? Like, look, okay. What specific concept, right? Or whenever you say that somebody is quote unquote out of versa, right? And the reason why they are ultraversal is because they are beyond the concept, yes? Like that's a valid line of scaling. Okay, what type of concept is that? Or what concept do you need to surpass for you to be outer?
Time and space.
Time and space. Okay, hold on. Why are those concepts, right? Because by your own definition, for you to be a concept, right, somebody needs to think of you. Hold on. Somebody needs to think of you, or you need to be a mental construct. If I killed every single conscious agent, time and space would still exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so time and space aren't concepts.
What do you think they are then?
What do I think they are then? Probably some phenomenon which exists with it, like as a property of the universe, right? But I can tell you, wait, hold on, I can tell you for certain what they are not, and they are not concepts, right? Like whether what they are, wait, hold on, what they are is irrelevant. What they aren't is what's relevant right now.
Bro, we're stuck on the definition.
Well, obviously, right, if you're using the term, wait, hold on, if you're using the term for your entire argument, obviously that's going to be the thing I'm going to attack, like, hello?
Yeah, but you're using a standard definition and not a power scaling definition.
Okay, what's the power scaling definition of a concept?
That's the standard.
Yeah, hold on, what's the power scaling definition of a concept? Do you have a link for where it says it, or? Gosh. Yeah.
Like, do you want me to just give the answer like the chat?
What'd you say?
Where do you want me to give you the link to the...
Yeah, just send me the link.
And it's not like exactly like conceptual definition, but it's just like really straightforward.
Conceptual manipulation is the ability to manipulate, create, and or destroy abstract concepts. Look, okay, you know, and you and I, we both have conceptual manipulation.
What are you guys speaking?
Wait, okay. We're talking about whether or not, like, what's it called? Whether or not concepts actually scale you anywhere, right? Like, specifically, yeah, or whether or not specifically, like, being unbounded by concept scales you anywhere. So look, if
what abstract concepts are like
abstract concepts, hold on, abstract concepts, right? Oh, well, one, to be a concept is to be abstract. So a concept specifically is just some abstract mental, like, or non-physical mental, like, or mental construct, right? So take, for example, if you deem morality as just some, like, what's it called, morality is just some social fiction which doesn't refer to some stance independent fact, right? Then morality in its totality would just be some concept, right, or idea that you came up with, which its existence is dependent on your own mind. So look, like, me being a subjectivist, right, I'm currently manipulating the concept of morality whenever I'm manipulating morality in itself, or manipulating the concept whenever I deem something as good or bad, right?
Subjective morality. If there is an objective morality...
Wait, why, okay, wait, one, there exists no objective morality. Wait, hold on, there exists no objective morality, so it's conceptual. So it's purely conceptual.
Yeah, but morality is different from reality. Like, if you transcend an objective, like, you know, an objective concept...
I don't think objective concepts exist.
Okay.
To be objective means mind in the... Hold on, to be objective... Okay, we've already gone over this. Time is a concept, but to be objective... Hold on. What do you say?
I'm saying, like, our existence is objective, you know, it's like...
Yes, okay, so do you think if I kill somebody, right, I'm now, what's it called, I'm now being unbound by some objective fact, which is that you exist?
No.
Well, hold on, but I just defied this objective fact that you exist.
No, because you'd have to be above every single phenomenon that exists, basically.
Wait, why? Wait, I'm even unclear what it means to transcend existence, for one, but two, we're just gonna go with the standard definition of conceptual manipulation, which is to create, destroy, right, or manipulate ideas. Do you not think I can create a new idea inside or concept, right? Which again is just an abstract idea. Do you not think that I can create an idea within my head right now?
Yeah, you can, and you can take.
So do I have conceptual manipulation? Do I have conceptual manipulation? Wait, yes. Wait, why don't I have conceptual manipulation? Why does every character have?
Technically work, but it would be like the weakest form. It would be like you can create a symbolic idea in your head and destroy it.
No, hold on. I don't think. Wait, hold on. I don't even know what it means to destroy an idea as if I'm not thinking of it anymore, right? Or erasing it from your like mental states. But to specifically, what would be the higher levels of conceptual manipulation that exist? If you pull up time manipulation, I already told you I don't think time's a concept.
Okay, a concept that like. Okay, I can give you a type 3 concept, which is like
to be clear, what's it called? Unless the entire so this is my view, right? Unless the entirety of like existence around you, specifically some mental construct, so say the entire universe is just Cthulhu's dream, right? What's it called? Any sort of concept in which he invokes within his head, like suddenly turns into reality within the dream, right? Like, sure, something like that. If you say that, oh well, what's it called? Those sort of concepts have power, right? Then sure, because they're entirely mind dependent, they're entirely dependent on his ideas, like sure, right? But you'd only have power insofar as you're within his dream. So I'm unclear, like whenever you try and scale concepts anywhere, I'm unclear what that even means. So actually.
Concepts aren't only in your mind.
That's just not true. Like by definition, that's not true.
No, because if you die, if your mind doesn't exist anymore, the concept will still exist.
Prove that. That's just that's like by definition not true. How do you think ideas can exist after like you die?
Ideas, yeah. The idea of like math, the idea of like stuff like that.
Hold on, wait. Why would that exist? Like why would that still exist once you die?
Well, we don't know what happens if you die, but...
Wait, no, hold on. Okay, what do you think an idea is?
If you die, the concept will still exist. The concept of math will still exist.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's begging the question. What do you think an idea is?
An idea is a thought.
Oh, okay. Do you think you can think of things after you die? Hello?
Like what? No, but other people can, and that's what makes
okay, wait, so if I... Okay, hold on. So if I kill this leads me to the other analogy. If I kill every single person on Earth, right, am I now bounded by all concepts?
Humans can still, like, perceive reality.
Wait, they can perceive reality after they're dead? Hello?
No. Like, if you manage to kill, like, every single human, there would still be, like, other, like...
Yeah, if I kill every single sentient entity... right, within the universe, did I, what's it called? Am I now bounded by all concepts?
No, because, like, you know, objects still, like for example, planets, they still rotate around, like, the sun. That's like...
Okay, wait, hold on. Planets orbiting around the sun is not a concept.
How is it not?
Because a concept is a mental construct.
It's not a mental construct.
An idea is, by definition, a mental construct. Do you want me to pull up the definition of an idea?
Yeah, but a concept is different.
No, a concept is an abstract idea.
Yeah, but there are objective concepts.
Prove that. I don't. Wait, that's just not true. Like.
Yeah, what do you think? Like a non-objective like ideas.
Wait, hold on. I don't think objective ideas exist, right? But what's it called? You asked me. What was it you asked me?
What do you what do you specifically?
Okay, look, I'm unclear what you asked me before, but again, an idea by definition is a thought, right? Like literally, if you search up, it's a thought, a suggestion.
I can look. Since you are stuck on the definition, I can say the definition of a concept is like a phenomenon. Okay.
Hold on, okay, that's also not true. Like that, then you'd be using. Hold on, then you'd then it wouldn't be abstract anymore. If the concept was referring to a phenomenon, right, it would no longer be abstract.
There are abstract phenomena and like objective phenomena.
Hold on, wait. Oh my god. Okay, you can be abstract and also objective, right? But again, look, wait. So for you to be a concept, you need to be.
Yeah, they're not like dependent on each other.
Wait, hold on. For you to be a concept, you need to be. Hold on. For you to be a concept, you need to be an abstract phenomenon.
No,
Yes.
it don't need to be a specific like abstract phenomenon.
So hold on. So what is a concept then?
Concepts are independent of existence, bro. Like
Okay, that's begging the question. That's what's in
that's an
question.
abstract concept. Like they're outside of like existence.
Yeah, okay, that begs. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't even know what it means to be outside existence. Existence isn't some like.
Outside of logic, outside of like
Hold on, wait. I don't know what it means to be outside of logic, considering like logic isn't some form of container for one, and two. I don't know what it means to be outside. I don't even know what that would look like.
Yeah, that's why they call out of Bristol. We don't know what they do.
No. I don't even think that's like possible. Like, why would I grant that things can be outside logic or be unbounded by logic? Also, concepts. Hold on, concepts just aren't illogical either. Or most
Do you even
concepts.
know what metaphysics is, bro? Like,
Yes, I know what metaphysics is.
yeah, this should be basically like.
Hold on, no. Like literally, I don't think there's any single like person who studies metaphysics, right, who would tell me that concepts are illogical entities which do not abide by any of the three laws of logic. If you can name me one.
A concept that's illogical.
No. Name me one person who studies metaphysics who says that concepts are the types of things which are no longer bounded by logic.
That's not all concepts. I'm talking about.
Yeah, wait. Give me one person in metaphysics who thinks that any concept can be like unbounded by the laws of logic.
What? I don't guess. Like final.
You can't find me one, right? Like, I'm unclear because look, at least via the standard definition, I don't know whatever proprietary definition you're using, but via the standard definition, concepts are ideas. I don't think people can have like illogical ideas. Maybe they can affirm two propositions, right, which are contradictory if they are true at the same time, sure. Right. However, I don't know like if they are actually conceiving or having some thought of P and not P at once. Maybe they're like thinking of like two propositions and affirming them to be true. But yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the concept of causality is?
What I think the concept of causality is, I mean, well, I just say, yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm unclear like what that even means either. Like when you say concept of causality, do you mean like some abstract idea which seeks to describe causality?
Yeah.
Well, it would just be like I don't know what you want me to tell you aside from it would just be cause and effect, like, or like whenever I'm thinking or the idea I have in my head whenever somebody says causality is just cause and effect, like.
Okay, do you think the concept of causality only exists in your mind?
Yes.
You think causality didn't exist before?
No, hold on. Causality and the concept of causality are two entirely different things.
Okay, what do you think is different from the concept of causality and like?
One of them is one of them is mind dependent. The other one is mind independent.
How do you think the concept of causality is mind dependent?
Hold on, because before all humans can hold on. Do you agree that there's a cause? Like, okay, let's say hypothetically, do you agree there's some cause to the universe, right? Or there's some cause to the Earth existing?
There's some cause.
Yes, to the Earth existed. Okay, before the Earth existed, did any sentient organisms exist?
Probably not.
Okay, so cause and effect did occur, right, and it did exist, but in a time period before people had any idea about it. So,
yeah.
Okay, so the actual phenomenon and the concept that's linked to it are completely different.
Repeat that.
The actual phenomenon and the concept that's linked to it are completely different.
How is it different?
Because one of them could exist without your mind and the other one couldn't.
Causality is still the same. When people say the concept, like you transcend the concept of space and time, and you transcend the concept, like
transcending the concept and transcending. Hold on, transcending the concept and transcending the actual phenomenon are two different things. To transcend the actual phenomenon would mean that this phenomenon no longer has any power over you, right? So say but in the case of morality, yes, hold on, okay, wait, transcending, hold on, a concept isn't the same thing as a phenomenon, so like,
bro, concepts are phenomena. Like what
That's
else?
not true either.
For power scaling, it is like that's how you use
That's not true either. Show me where that's like defined in that way at all. Do you think me kicking over my chair is a concept? It's
there is a concept in that.
no. Hold on. Do you think the action of me kicking over my chair is a concept?
What do you mean by a concept? So,
Well, you were the one who used the word. Like, hello. You said concepts are phenomenon.
yeah, it's a phenomenon.
Yes. Okay. So me kicking over my chair is a concept.
Yeah. What does that prove?
Okay, hold on. So if I destroy all chairs within the world and stop any chairs from ever being kicked over, I've now destroyed the concept. Wait, hold on. And since this phenomenon can no longer occur, have I now destroyed the concept of kicking over chairs?
No, because the phenomenon can still appear because there can always be more chairs created.
Hold on. So if I stop everybody from creating chairs, right? So imagine like there's some background rule which causes it so that like it's logically impossible for chairs to exist, right? And I was the one who caused this background rule to come into existence.
How can it happen before? Now it's illogically.
Hold on, yeah, it's a hypothetical. So like imagine some world, in fact, where it's like metaphysically impossible, say for example, for chairs to exist, or like nomologically impossible. And now since this phenomenon can no longer occur within the universe, right? Have I, because of me, am I now like beyond the concept of kicking over chairs?
Yeah, but that doesn't scale you anywhere.
Okay, so why does like being above any other concept scale you anywhere?
Because some concepts are above others, that's why
Why? I'm unclear if you're even granted the different types of concepts.
Look, the concepts of phenomena and like the concepts of symbolism are different. Like the concepts of they're different because one is we know like it's objectively true, and one is like justice, morality, whatever. Like
hold on, wait. I don't think any concepts are objectively true. We've already gone over this,
bro.
Oh, I don't even know. Wait, concepts are even propositional, so I don't even know what it means for a concept to be true.
What do you mean concepts aren't propositional?
Concepts can be true or false. Like, what proposition am I expressing whenever I say I have, or whenever I I have an idea about an egg? Like, what proposition am I expressing?
Like, they're not propositional, but like.
Yeah. So how can they be true or false if they aren't propositional?
Okay, the sky is blue.
That's a proposition. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, wait. Why are concepts, why are like ideas propositional?
They can be true or false.
Why?
Because
the idea of kicking over chairs, what does it mean for that to be true or false? Combo breaker. Anyways, I think I've gotten all I needed. What's it called? It was quite clear that there's just no way for concepts to actually be for concepts to actually scale.
All concepts are like mental.
Yes.
They are.
Yes. They're all mental. Yep.
Okay, can I give you an example of one that isn't mental?
Yeah, give me an example of a non-mental concept, please. Piercing on your lip, it's perfect. Never seen another girl this perfect.
No, just fucking time. Like time. If there is
I don't think time is a concept. No.
Why not?
Because time just refers to an existing phenomenon, which is mandate like independent. If like I killed every sentient entity in the world, right, time would still exist. Like literally, time not being conceptual is like analytically true, right? Like it's true by virtue of how it's defined. You saying, oh, I destroy time and time is a concept. Then I just ask you, why are chairs not concepts? Why is time a concept but not chairs?
Look, time is an abstract concept, but it's also objective.
Hold on, that begs the question. Also, that begs the question, and that's contradictory, right? If to be a concept is to be yes it is to be a concept is to be an abstract idea, and an idea is a mental construct. But to be objective is to be mind independent. Then it's mind independent and also mind dependent at the same time.
Look. You're thinking abstract things are just ideas in the mind.
Yes,
and
yes.
like objective
No, hold
things
on. You can be
outside the
abstract.
mind, but, like,
You can be abstract and know a mental construct, right? But concepts are abstract and mental constructs. That's the issue.
okay, so why can't you like change the definition in your head? Like
I mean,
that's what.
hold on. Yeah, so then I just ask you, okay, if, what's it called? If time is a concept, right? You need to give me the definition of a concept now, please.
Okay, time is an abstract concept, and abstract concept isn't something that you
No,
can
what is a
feel,
concept?
touch, or anything.
What is a concept? What is a a phenomenon? Okay, and what is a phenomenon?
Because some phenomena are
No. What is a
abstract
phenomenon?
phenomena.
Well, what is a phenomenon?
Something that happens.
Okay, and okay. To be clear, for me to what's it called? So to be a concept, you need to be an abstract event which happens.
Not just abstract.
Hold on, so you can have non-abstract concepts?
Yes.
Can you point towards a physical concept that exists? And not a concept about something physical. Point me towards a concept which has spatial location.
They're called concrete concepts. Basically.
Wait, hold on. Point me to one. Point me to one. Where is it?
Okay, a chair.
A chair isn't okay. Hold on.
Like,
Hold on. Okay.
but
Hold on. So wait. A chair is a concept.
yes, they're a concrete. They're a concrete concept. They exist.
Is a chair an event that's happening?
Technically, yeah.
What is the event that happens when a chair exists?
A chair existing is an event.
Wait, hold on. What do you take an event to be? Because I might not even disagree with you. What do you take an event to be?
An event, something that is happening.
Okay, that just kicks the can down the road. No, hold on. It just doesn't tell me anything. Like, what does that mean?
Like, okay, so wait, what's your question?
What is an event?
That is what I said before.
What?
It's like something that occurs, something that happens.
Oh my god, that doesn't tell me anything. Like,
okay, an event is it's a change basically, like something that changes.
Something that changes. Okay, hold on. So
at a particular point in time. Is that
hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's grant that definition. Wait. Let's like temporarily grant that definition. What's it called? Do you think that if I say I have a concept about morality, that I'm referring to some change that happens, and if so, what is the change?
The concept of morality?
No, hold on. No, yeah. If I say I have a concept about morality, you think that's referring to an event that took place. So now, what is the event that took place? Or what is the change that occurred? Combo breaker. Anyways, I've been here for about 30 minutes. Like...
Well, there isn't like a specific event that happens. It's
yeah,
like,
okay. Yeah, so that's like another contradiction. But yeah, we can just conclude here.
Okay, do you think all events are specific?
No clue what that means. But do you have any closing statements you want to give? Because I was recording.
No. Your argument is stupid as fuck, bro. Like, you can't understand words like.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, my conclusion is just that you're confused. So, yeah.
It's not that I'm confused. It's that you